provided our Afghan partners with all the tools, let me emphasize, all the tools, training, equipment of any modern military. We provided advanced weaponry, and we're going to continue to provide funding and equipment.
Planes, guns, even armored vehicles. Those are the things America left behind. It's now in our enemy's hands. Director of the Clarion Intelligence Network and national security analyst Ryan Mauro here with what that could mean for Afghans. Ryan, great to have you on this. This is very concerning. Here are the U.S.-made weapons reportedly in the hands of the Taliban. 2,000-plus armored vehicles, including Humvees, up to 40 aircraft, potentially including 60 Black Hawks, scout attack helicopters, and military drones, and A-29 Super Tucano attack aircraft. Does the Taliban have the technological capabilities to use those sophisticated weapons?
If they don't, I'm sure they can find someone that they can hire in order to teach them that. And so the United States has to be concerned, particularly about the aircraft. You don't want the Taliban and their terrorist allies to have that capability, especially when you're trying to rescue Americans and Afghan allies to get them out of the country. But even if President Biden authorizes airstrikes in order to hurt the Taliban a little bit, and he's got to do something at this point, just politically, I've got to tell you, it's just a foreshadowing of what's to come. Because the future of Afghanistan does include, I believe, a strengthening of the anti-Taliban resistance in that country and a return of U.S. military involvement. Because as al-Qaeda grows there, and al-Qaeda basically swears allegiance to the Taliban, and most people forget that, the U.S. is going to have to do drone strikes and things like that.
Yeah, let's build upon that quickly. Why are you so optimistic that the Taliban, the resistance to it, is ultimately going to win out? Because based upon the scenes that the layperson is seeing, it looks like the Taliban's taken over and there's no stopping them.
Because the Taliban are basically a bunch of clowns. I mean, they're serial killers, but they're a bunch of clowns. And if you look at the history of Afghanistan, when you put a little bit of pressure on them, they collapse quickly. You have an Afghan population that is even beating my expectations so far in mobilizing to fight them. That there are positive things happening now. There are opportunities opening up. And I think that in the future, you'll see a return to sort of like October 2001, where the U.S. allies with forces against the Taliban we get involved there, but not nation building or anything like that.
We are all watching this play out in real time, and we will see. Meantime, you are helping evacuate hundreds of Afghans and Americans whose lives are in danger. How tough are you finding it trying to get them out?
It's tough, and that's because you think you have a plan going, but if you have difficulty actually having the planes take off and leave and going through the bureaucracy of the United States government for that, it makes it difficult. But our sources are confident that we're going to succeed and things are actually going to get better in that regard. So we're doing the best that we can, but part of the reason that we do this, aside from it being the right thing to do, is because we want Afghans to understand that the United States is more than just Joe Biden. Joe Biden might not be standing by you, but the United States of America is. And Americans, besides Joe Biden, people outside the government, are here to help you.
Ryan, before we let you go, without forcing you to disclose anything that could put anybody's health and safety at risk, how are you going about this?
I have no idea how to answer that question safely. Okay. But you can imagine that there are predictable measures that we're trying to do, obviously trying to fly people outside of the country, and there are other people doing that as well. And the email I'm getting from Afghans desperate is keeping me up all night. It's horrible. Whatever you're imagining, it's 10 times worse.
Again, one final question, this time officially before we let you go. You mentioned trying to maintain the status of Americans in the eyes of the Afghan people. Do they understand that what they're seeing, this impact that Joe Biden's decisions are having on them, is not what the bulk of the American people want for them?
I think they do, but will they trust the U.S. government? Even if they make that separation, they say, well, the American people seem to be on our side. When it comes down to it, when they're making decisions about their future, they're going to say, but will the U.S. Government be there? Will American public opinion be reflected in the policy actions of the U.S. government? And for the rest of my life, I'm sure that they're going to be thinking, probably not.
Yeah, I don't know if I would be even that generous with my condemnation of a country that did this to me. Ryan Mauro, thank you for your time. Thank you for your insight, and good luck getting those people out.